Hi, TC First. In today's weekly chat, I wanted to talk to you about a very common phrase that they use in the Bible, something that I always kind of saw differently until it's happening to me. I don't know if you've noticed, but oftentimes in the Bible, they will use the term like a woman in pain, getting ready to give birth, or like a woman have, being in pain and labor or whatever. And I always thought, oh my gosh, that must be really bad. It's really, really bad pain. So whenever I was reading it in context of whatever the Bible verse is, I just kept thinking of all of the really terrible, bad associations with it. But I don't know if you know this, but I'm 7 months pregnant, and I've got, the very real reality that I will be in pain in the next 2 months or so, probably in the worst pain of my life. But I'm going to end up with, if God allows, I'm going to end up with a beautiful, wonderful little girl, and all of that pain is going to be worth it. And so I started thinking about the times in the Bible when they use this phrase, and maybe I was focusing on the wrong part. Maybe I'm focusing on just the negative when really I should be focusing on the end result. And so when I was looking up the different times this verse was used, I found John 16:20 through 22. And Jesus is talking to the disciples, and basically he's telling them that he's going to be gone. He's going to die. They don't understand this fully. Of course, in hindsight, we understand it. But he's going to die, but he's going to be resurrected. So he's telling them, you're going to have a time of grief while the world rejoices. You're going to feel terrible. It feels like you're being torn apart. All is lost. But I will be back, and a new thing will be born. He's telling them about this wonderful thing about the resurrection and about grace, but they don't understand it. And Jesus himself uses the phrase of like a woman giving birth. And I just wanted to read it to you, and I hope that it encourages you today that even though you may have to go through a lot of pain, maybe you may be in a time of grief right now. Maybe you're in a time of just feeling terrible, that something new and beautiful can be birthed out of that, and you will forget the pain. It won't haunt you forever. So in John 16, verses 20 and 22, Jesus says, "Very truly I tell you, you will weep and mourn while the world rejoices. You will grieve, but your grief will turn to joy. A woman giving birth to a child has pain because her time has come. But when a baby is born, she forgets the anguish because of her joy that a child is born into the world. So with you, now is your time of grief, but I will see you again, and you will rejoice, and no one will take away your joy." So guys, don't focus on the pain. Don't focus on the scary, terrible part. Don't focus on all of the struggle you may be going through. Focus on the other end of the tunnel. Focus on what's going to happen when you get through it. Because that blessing of whatever you're going through, that blessing is going to be worth all of the transition, and it's going to be worth taking you out of where you were before. All right. Thanks, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.